Hello, this is High Templar with my Total War Warhammer multiplayer battles, and today we'll be looking at the Siege of Altdorf, as you can see. Now, the Altdorf was taken by the Alliance of Chaos and Vampire forces, and we will see Empire trying to take it back. So, let's have a look at those builds. This is the Empire player, Celester, my friend, who will be participating in this fight. On the other side, we see, for example, Dogbird from the Creative Assembly. He's somewhere there. So, for the builds of the First Empire player, Celester, we have 5 swords and a spearman. And then we have 3 great swords. We have Jade Wizard, we have Boris Toadbringer on flying mount, which is a bit unusual. Then we have 3 crossbows and 3 cannons, including Hammer of Witches. For the other player has a bit of unusual tactics. You can see that his towers are actually not mounted. For his forces, we can see Swordman, Great Cannon and Mortar right here. And lots of forces hidden in here, right? So we can see here there is a Grey Wizard, there is a Karl-Franz, both of them are mounted on horses. There is Stuttered Souls and Son of Sigmars, 3 units of crossbowmen, single unit of halberds, a swordman unit, and 3 units of great swords, right? For the Chaos player actually picked quite an interesting build. We have Kolek Sun Eater right here. And there is also, you will see very shortly, a Dragon Ogre Shaggot here. So 2 large monsters. Which is very nice pick when you are defending. And why? Because your enemy is less likely to bring spears. And those great monsters on those streets might be quite a challenge for the enemy players, especially that Kolek is such a monster in combat. So we have 4 Chaos Marauders with great weapons. I guess there is a fear of great swords on the other side. And then we also have, like I said, Kolek and the Shaggot. And we also have Chaos Warriors with great weapons, 2 of them, and Chaos Warriors with halberds, right here. And they are defending the square. For the Vampire player, we have, as a leader, we have Vlad von Karnstein, right here. And then Felbats, 2 units, 1 on each flank, 1 on the very far left. 3 units of Crypt Horrors, which again I like very much for this build. If you can use them correctly, they will be killers. The Graveguards, a lot of Graveguards, but no Regiments of Renown, which is an odd choice. Alright, let's have a look at this battle. We already can see that the gate is mounted. The capture point gates are taken. This one is by the Chaos Warriors, because the Chaos Warriors is the main defender. And yeah, let's have a look what will happen. We are getting fired upon from those towers, and this tower is hitting at those swordmen, but this tower will be destroyed by the cannons. And there is also mortar fire. We can see that the Felbats are going after the cannons, right here. And I'm a bit interested what will happen here. Obviously, the player is bringing his crossbowmen. The towers are opening fire to the crossbowmen, but those Felbats will not have a very good time here. On this flank we have a medium resistance from the walls, we can see that there are just those graveguards and those Chaos Marauders with great weapons. They are not moving to fill in the gaps. And they should be, because there is no attack from this side, not anytime soon. We can also see the greatswords coming in. One of those siege towers were destroyed. And this tower was destroyed by the cannons. The cannons will be probably focusing right now on the gate. Toadbringer is in a back right there. Not much is happening on the left flank, but on the right flank we can already see swordmen pouring into the battlements that are actually left. The Chaos Marauders with great weapons left those battlements, and this is a good choice because they would not stand a chance against 2 units of swordmen. Basically, it's not their type. Another player is taking heavy losses from the cannon, from the fire from the towers. But this tower will not stand for very long with such an amount of cannon fire. And then we have crossbowmen getting into those graveguards. We see Kolek hitting straight into those swordman formation. He will be a huge problem to Celestial here. We see Boris coming after him. This player is still not moved for very much, but he still has 4 great cannons, even though he lost many. We have Vlad von Karnstein being charged by Boris, but we also have zombies created right here, and Kolek is coming after those greatswords, presumably. Interestingly, there is no defense for Vlad here, which will cost him his life if this goes on, but he raises zombies to help defend him from the Boris, and Boris sees that. Also, there is charging in Kolek Saniter, and more zombies will keep him, and there is another Shagot coming after Boris, and Boris is now in a lot of trouble because he's grounded by those zombies, and there is also 2 anti-large units coming after him. Obviously those zombies are dead on arrival. Here we have a single unit of swordmen charging in. This tower is 56% damage, but this player has taken a bit of a damage, actually not that much of a damage. Is focused on the great cannon, and the mortar was getting most of the kills. Let's have a look here. So there will be a defense of the Boris managed to run away, and we have Shagot and Kolek charging into those swords. That's an excellent move. Those guys are not very good at fighting monsters, so obviously. And now the Shagots with increased armor will be very, very powerful indeed. But they should be running away right about now. We can see that Vlad and other units will be reinforcing them instead of defending the main square, which is probably a good thing. But as you can see, there is a lot of those chaos units coming in, pouring into the middle of the field. We have some of those zombies being destroyed by the crossbowmen, but this is just wasting an ammo. Kolek is pretty good health, and he's being charged. Unfortunately, there are halberds in the front, which is mismanagement, a huge mismanagement actually. Kolek is doing very well. The Dragon of the Shagot is doing pretty well. I mean, he's doing amazing, but here we have more support coming in with the Crypt Horrors finally going after those guys. The Kolek will be cycle charging, with the Shagot will be cycle charging, and those guys will be held And this is an excellent move. We finally see a real siege here, where the Chaos Marauders with great weapons will be holding this flank for as long as they can, just because they can stop the invaders. And as you can see, it's not going very well for players here, for the Empire players here. Obviously now we see Chaos Marauders with great weapons, and also I believe Chaos Warriors with great weapons against those great swords, so this will be the end of them. And Crypt Horrors charging into those swords with some Graveguards and some Chaos Warriors with great weapons. This will be quick routing of all non-great units. And here we have charge into the soft belly of some crossbowmen. And also, interestingly, cannons? Have I seen that correctly? Yes, a great cannon. So Kolek is, unfortunately at this point, Kolek is in not a very best shape. Right? And we see healing spells being casted very efficiently on the large groups. And Kolek is finally running away, and he will be dead. He will be dead. Boris is at the Dragon Ogre Shagot. In here we have total collapse of what's left, but there is another Imperial army on the walls. And the Vampire Counts are ready to hold them, but they don't have enough at this point. The main battle is here and is being lost, although Kolek is running away. Unfortunately into spears. I believe Boris is seeing him off the battlefield. I still bet he has a nice kill count, 91, not bad, not greatest, but he was focused fire. Now we have a very good move, lots of crossbowmen firing into those Crypt Horrors. Those Crypt Horrors don't like those arrows that much. They didn't charge. That is an excellent move. It would be even worse when they will get those crossbowmen on those battlements. They will have even larger those Graveguards hit in the back, and that doesn't look good at all. We have Shagot here and some Chaos Warriors. With the reinforcements of the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, with the Chaos Marauders with great weapons, and I believe at least one more unit of Chaos Warriors with great weapons. And Shagot will be doing cycle charging. He's still a very powerful unit, but the Boris is in very good shape. And the Jade Wizard will be off the battlefield. And Boris will be in trouble, surrounded by all those great weapons. We can see that the Vampire player has retreated, waiting for the attack from the Imperial player, but the Imperial player is going to support his friend and using halberds against the Shagot. Boris finally crumbling, metaphorically of course, from all the power that was thrown at him. The Shagot has finally seen him off the battlefield, but mind you, the other player is also not in a game. I mean, the Kolek is not in a game also, so fair game. Here we have Chaos Marauders with great weapons into those cannons, but I guess they won't fire much. They will be few shots. Here we have halberds charging into the Graveguards. That will not end well for them. Not at all. Although they will get a charge, this is very small charge unit, and they will lose. very quickly, unfortunately. Boris going back. The Chaos Warriors player do not pursuing those cannons. Not making those units run, that's a mistake. Boris just, I'm guessing, waiting for a time so he can charge and quickly redraw, also supporting morale of his armies. We see Shagot charging into the... Don't do that, Shagot, charging into the halberds when he could be charging into those units and destroy them completely, or go out and destroy those swords and crossbows, which he can do. Sorry. And going back, we see Shagot broke through to charge into the back of those units. A very nice move indeed. We see Crypt Horrors going to support their troops, charging through, but they are getting absolutely destroyed by those crossbowmen. We see a bit too late. That was a cannon fire that instead of hitting, they hit friendlies. So we see Shagot charging into those crossbowmen. This is very bad, but there is a Karl Franz that will go after this Shagot, and I'm surprised that there is no great swords here, but those guys are in very bad shape. As you can see, the Crypt Horrors has absolutely collapsed. On this flank we see Tattered Souls fighting, and some of swordmen fighting Graveguards and Crypt Horrors. That will not go very well for them, but they also have support here. And another charge. That's excellent use of a Great Wizards. That will be the end breaker here. With a Pit of Shade, those guys will be absolutely destroyed. And the Shagot attack was interestingly broken. He should be able to get into those crossbowmen and destroy them, but it seems that Karl Franz was able to disable that, and he's using Galmaraz and Stand Your Ground and Deadly Onslaught, and that will be the end of Shagot because he's also being charged by the Great Swords. Even with his increased armor, that will not be much, and he's also being fired upon by crossbowmen, so he's breaking very, very fast. Very unfortunate for him. The other Imperial player being held by the Graveguard and some Chaos Marauders, but they are coming back in the fight with the support of the few crossbowmen that survived. They could be charged by the Shagot before, but he chose to be in this fight, and it seems that they will be making some damage to those Crypt Horrors on this flank. But the main attack we have here, where the Chaos forces have as fighting Karl Franz and the Great Swords, they will win, but the battle seems to be lost for the Chaos and Vampire player. There is just too many forces of the Empire, there is just too many crossbowmen still firing into their positions. There wasn't enough to break them. This fight will be won easily, but there is just so many of them still. There is a chance still, but it seems like it's going into the favor. Obviously the Crypt Horrors will not be charging halberds, they will be pursuing what's left here, and we have full units of Great Guards. They should be going back in the fight. They are way too far, and the Imperial forces are very nicely concentrated here. Great Wizard, I guess, out of mana, will be charging into those warriors with great weapons. Will be a shame if he dies. You can see that Karl Franz is standing, but those great swords were massacred. But also the Chaos Warriors suffered many losses when fighting, and the Karl Franz will be enough to actually take them out. And still we have those crossbows now on the battlements, firing down into those Graveguards. They have no chance. That's an ideal position for them. And two pretty healthy units of the Great Swords still here. Here we have a charge of those swords
into this position. This is a mistake. They should be retreated. We still have Vlad Volkastein here. This flank will be lost. This is the end for the players of Chaos and Vampires in this part of the battlefield. We can see horrors charging into the back of the halberds when the front of the halberds is being attacked by the Chaos Warriors, but they are retreating, and we see Karl Franz now fighting the Crypt Horrors. Crypt Horrors are wavering, but they are still dealing a lot of damage, not enough to beat Karl Franz obviously. Even though they are armor piercing, they will not be enough. He will break them, they will start crumble very soon, and the Grey Wizard is here to support. We have a rout on this flank as expected. Here we do have a still unit of Crypt Horror Graveguards. Not sure what they are doing here. Still 40 crossbowmen in this position. As you can see, those crossbowmen are doing great job here. Amazing job. With showering the enemy, attacking Crypt Horrors. There are not many kills on them, but the Crypt Horrors, and now the Vlad Volkastein himself is being attacked, and he's retreating because he don't want none of it. There is still Karl Franz with half of his health, and he charged straight into the Chaos Warriors, and there is another charge from the Greatswords into those Chaos Warriors, unblocked by Karl Franz obviously because he's only one, and this will be the end of this unit. A double charge like that, that's the end. We can see that what's left of the forces, we still have a Crypt Horror charge, very nice move, some Graveguards and the Crypt Horrors attacking those crossbowmen, and that would be pretty damaging. They have no chance of winning that, and they weren't prepared for taking this. We see halberds rushing to help right now, and those crossbowmen are left here to die so we could charge at them, but Empire could charge at them. Sorry, I keep putting myself into the position of helping the Empire. Cannot help to be on the Celestial side. I've been playing by his side for many battles. But right now the Empire is focusing, and now they will have a better chance of fighting. We have Crypt Horrors fighting the line of Greatswords and Halberds, but as you can see, we see support from the crossbowmen. There should be more crossbowmen here. They should be more crossbowmen pouring their fire straight into those positions. Best would be from the battlements, but as you can see, though, there was not enough support, and those crossbowmen are getting into those Crypt Horrors getting those crossbowmen, and the line collapses. Even though they are still fighting Greatswords and Halberds in the back, there is still 12 units of Crypt Horrors alive here, although their health is pretty low. And those Graveguard and Crypt Horrors will be actually absolutely collapsing this line. Interesting in itself. There is still a Great Cannon here, which might be a problem to those players. I mean, those Graveguards will be a juicy target. Now, Vlad Volkastein is pursuing those crossbowmen, so that should be the end of them. On this side, however, we have Karl Franz and the Grey Wizard, and what's left of the Imperial troops, really. They should be trying to get themselves in and consolidate their forces, because they cannot fight like that, obviously. And the Vampire player should do anything by that. He should pursue them try to break them, because this is the last chance he have, but it's a slim chance. When he stopped pursuing those crossbowmen, as you can see, we still have lots of crossbows that will be very, very damaging, as you can see, those guys already started to fire. There is still 59 crossbows here, they have plenty of ammo, and they will be very, very damaging because they will be showering this position. And obviously there is an attack from the Vlad and the Crypt Horrors and the Grave Guards leaving the main square, but this was the only thing that they could do. And they will be supported by the charging Grey Wizard, who is here just to stop the charge, and this is very well, and the Great Swords, who will be also charging in. They are here to stop the enemy, not really to kill him, and it seems to be working, but they do need support of Karl Franz. Without Karl Franz they cannot win that. Because like you can see right now, they are running away. But those crossbowmen did enormous damage on those units. As you can see, the Crypt Horrors are dying, and now Karl Franz is taken. But interestingly, we see Great Cannon right here. The crumbling unit of Crypt Horrors, supposed to be few of them still alive, but they are crumbling. So they will be dying just because they are here. Karl Franz, will he waver? If he wavers, it will be the end, but it might go anyway. Vlad von Karstein has lots more health and he's almost unbeatable, so it will be, in the end, fight between Vlad von Karstein and Karl Franz, but we see, interestingly, more crossbowmen. I told you there is many crossbowmen here, and there is also Great Cannon. Once they start firing, and also firing from that close to that Graveguard, it's very, very bad for them. Very, very bad. And we will see Great Cannon start shooting into this. We see other crossbowmen starting to shoot into this. Karl Franz is running away, but we have Great Wizard. And that was a cannonball. Those guys are gone, and that is the end of the fight. That was very entertaining, very close fight. Closer than I would expect. Now the kills seem to be not quite right. It seems that the recording was stopped just short, or there is some kind of a bug, because we see no kills, where we clearly seen many kills during the battlefield. I do remember more than 50 kills on Karl Franz, more than 90 on Kolek, and we do know there was in fact a battle. This looks like there wasn't. But either way, that was a very interesting let's play, and I'm hoping to see more of those. If you've seen a battle like that, if you have a battle like that on record, please share it with me, and I will do my best to make a fun commentary from it. Thank you for watching, I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos. I do Total War Warhammer mechanics videos, mod reviews, and let's plays. And I also do let's plays in different games than Total War series, like Fallout 4 and very soon Mass Effect Andromeda. Thank you for watching, and see you later.